Welcome to the Artist Appeals. I'm your host, Erin Sparler, and this is the podcast where we talk about the business of art. How do you make money with your art? How do you earn a living with your creativity? We interview everybody we can get our hands on, and today is a 10-minute rambling. So, I just spent a bunch of time organizing and putting things together, making a list of things to do. You know, sometimes it's really easy to get overwhelmed. I think especially around the holidays. There's so much I want to do and so much I feel like I need to do. But sometimes you just got to take a moment to organize. Sometimes I like to say that the first step is planning your first step. And I think that's good advice. Sometimes in order to get started, maybe you feel overwhelmed. You just have to start organizing and planning and getting things in order. I had to put my kind of art room in order. I cleaned off the dry erase board and started writing things down. Sometimes you just need to start with a whole new list. And I think that's great advice. So sometimes the first step is planning the first step. Be gentle and kind with yourself and allow yourself to plan out your next move because that can give you clarity. If you can't get started, another way is to go for a walk, go for a hike, do some yoga, get some exercise, or just plain old take a shower. Sometimes the best ideas come when you're in the shower. For example, I started cleaning off things and adding lists on my dry erase board. I have a section for pitches. Pitches are people or companies or bloggers or editors that you want to approach. Pitching is one of the most effective form of promoting yourself. Pitching just means you're throwing them a ball and see if somebody's going to hit it in the outfield, right? You don't get upset about it. You just throw the ball over the plate. Sometimes you throw wide, sometimes you throw high, sometimes you throw low and you hit the dirt. And sometimes they hit a ball and it is a home run. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a line drive. Sometimes it comes back at you and smacks you in the forehead. But pitching is really one of the best things you can do. I've said it before on the podcast, but pitching and networking, they go hand in hand. Reaching out, making contacts, meeting people is one of the most effective ways to market yourself and your work. And pitching is part of that. Cold pitching is when you are reaching out to somebody you don't know and it's just totally out of the blue. Those are the least effective and the most scary. So don't worry about those. Sometimes it's just better to find somebody that you kind of know loosely or associated, or to get a referral from somebody you know. Pitching and networking, two of the most effective things you can do to promote your art. So I have a whole category right on my dry erase board. I wrote pitches, and I only have 2 under there right now, but they're generalized. So I have some ideas of things I want to start pitching to, like influencers on Instagram. And I just have it there reminding myself that that's something I want to do. It's big, it's cold, it's not going to work real well, but it's reminding me that I just need to start thinking about that. Other ways you can pitch is ask for references. Every time you talk to somebody, just ask, is there somebody I should talk to? Is there somebody I should contact? And, you know, this really is the most effective thing you can do. I just interviewed Ashley Longshore last week. Her interview is coming up on the podcast this Friday. She is a mega successful artist, having earned over $1 million with her artwork. And the 2 tips advice she gave, which really, really were great, were to reach out to people, to network, and to pitch, to constantly be constantly working. So look for her episode coming up on this Friday. She reiterates what I had to say just now about how effective networking is. Meeting people and just being unforgettable. And Ashley certainly is unforgettable. She swears like a sailor. So I must put a disclaimer on Friday's forthcoming podcast episode. If you don't like swearing, don't listen to this episode, folks, because Ashley swears like a sailor. She's alternately funny, inspirational, motivational, frustrated, angry with the system. It's just a fantastic episode. I can't wait to see you guys all there on Friday. And this has been a super short 10-minute rambling. In fact, today's was just a 5-minute. So go out there, start planning your first step. The first step is planning your first step. The second step is taking the first step. I'll see you tomorrow on our Short Rambling, and I've been your host on The Artist Appeals. Have a good one. Bye-bye.